Well, it's times like this, zero hedge. Western France runs out of gas as massive strikes set to paralyze the entire nation. This all started with the Yellow Vest protest. Again, Macron, he's a globalist. Every country that's out there right now, for the most part, has a globalist leader. They were selected, they're put in power there to do the globalist bidding. We somehow lucked out in America and got this guy named Donald Trump. Had we not, we had Hillary, we'd be in 3 years of Hillary now. Think of all the stuff Donald Trump has alleged happened to him in this country, the fraud, the Bidens, the pay-to-play stuff, all of it. That would be going up tenfold. We'd have tax increases. We'd be blowing through money. Because the Democrat, we got to give the climate change, give to countries, and then they funnel it right back to themselves. We might be having some Yellow Vest protests here in this country right about now. But since we got Trump, we don't got to worry about that, at least not right now. But this lets you know the power of the people when they've had enough. France is bracing for major transportation disruptions throughout the country starting Thursday as the trade unions launch a strike in response to changes President Emmanuel Macron wants to make to the country's retirement system, while port blockades have resulted in widespread fuel shortages across the country. By the way, this isn't just it's the labor block. It's the only people who are affected by pension. No. This is not like, in our country we have the unions. Oh, the unions are, the teachers union or the air flight, the pilots are striking. No. This article may sound like it's just a couple of groups, but everybody's out there in France. Because it's not just about one little thing, or it wasn't just about the pensions. A massive gas tax hike increase was coming. And the Yellow Vest protest started. We'll back off. We'll wait a year. No. We didn't. They said, we don't want you to wait a year. We want it gone forever. We don't ever want to pay the tax. So thanks for postponing it a year, but no. That's where they're at right now. Much of Paris Metro will be shut down, as will many national and international train lines, including certain Eurostar services. Flights will also be canceled, as air traffic controllers say they will join the protest through Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry, who? Air traffic controllers? Oh, I thought it was just the other group. Exactly. Everybody's joining. Hundreds of filling stations around, for us Americans, that would be gas stations. Filling stations around Western France have run out of gasoline and diesel as blockades of oil refineries enter their second week, according to industry group UFIP. Oh, any of y'all got Teslas out there in France? You just plugging it home? Yeah? Okay, just checking. I had to throw that jab at you. As a Tesla owner, I had to throw it at you. I'm sorry for that. French media reported on Tuesday morning that 390 filling stations have, no fuel at all, and another 389 have limited supplies. Areas affected include Brittany, the west of France, the southeast coast area around Marseille, and some parts of eastern France near the Swiss border. For an interactive map of which filling stations are affected, click here. I'll put up the link if you really want to know. Workers are staging blockades at depots in Brest, Lorient, Le Mans, and Vannes-sur-Seche. Further south, in the region of La Rochelle, another blockade was cleared at 4:30 p.m. on Friday, but resumed at midnight on Monday. Resumed midnight on Monday. You want to show the people your belly? Come on. Evelyn has something to show you. Evelyn. Ba-dun, dun, 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 dun. Ba-dun, dun, dun. Look at that little guy in there. Well, hold on, wait, watch this. Didn't even have to say nothing. Didn't even have to say nothing. Ian, oh. I am the eye in the sky. Looking at you through mama's fat belly. He knows when Papa's there. He knows. I just started, I'm like, what am I going to say? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, never mind. He's already punching me in the face. Where was I? The blockaders belong to the Public Construction Group, BTP. They are protesting a fuel tax hike planned for 2020, which they say will have a negative financial impact on their companies. Until now, the so-called gasoline or gazole non-routier, or GNR, not to be confused, GNR Guns N' Roses, no, used mainly by construction workers and farmers, is subject to a tax benefit that is planned to be, well, phased out in 2020. According to the workers, this will increase their fuel prices by 45%, adding an hourly cost of about $10 for an average mechanical excavator, which they fear will hurt especially the smaller construction businesses. The government suspended the fuel tax hike last December to appease the Yellow Vest protesters, whose main demands included abolishing the fuel tax. Again, not postponing, abolish that turd. We don't want to pay it, and we shouldn't have to. Again, you guys got Macron, we got Trump, and I don't know where that damn birthday card is because it's not in here anymore, and I can't play it. Where is it at? You seen it? I'm looking for that old girl. Wait, what? Oh, she's been hidden in the cracks. Oh.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Thank you. The group's press release, they have a press release that says, tired of not feeling defended and heard, road transport companies will express in the street the legitimate anger of the profession. I think that's a translated version. The protest will be from December 7th and the following days. The strike action could also lead to some disruption on the roads, as one of the haulers union is involved in. Yellow Vest protesters have said they will be staging a day of action. Nothing has been specified yet, but in the past, motorway toll booths have been a frequent target for Yellow Vest demonstrations. Their protest is not linked to the unlimited strikes that are hitting France from December the 5th. Those are over plans to reform the pension system, but will coincide with what is expected to be a very difficult weekend for transport, as rail employees, metro drivers, bus drivers, airline ground crew, and airline traffic controllers all walk out. The last time the French government seriously tried to overhaul its pension system, in 1995, protests also paralyzed the country for more than 3 weeks and forced then-President Jacques Chirac, to back down and accept a stinging political defeat. And although French transport unions largely steered clear of the Yellow Vest demonstrations over the past year, they are expressing the same anger that certain segments of the population have been abandoned by their leaders. Adding to the chaos, Yellow Vest protesters could join these demonstrations. Teachers' unions, postal workers, hospital workers, and the police may also join in the strikes. France uses 42 different retirement schemes, and under some of those schemes, such as those for train drivers and Paris metro operators, certain employees can still retire as early as age 50 or 52. Paris metro drivers are entitled to monthly pensions as high as $4,100, according to a government report in July. Many private sector employees, by contrast, can retire only at 62, and the average government pension ranges from $1,400 to $1,600 a month. As we showed recently, France is the winner among all nations in the expected number of years a worker can expect to live in retirement. And it shows number of years, women and men, between 23 and 27-ish. Where's America on that one anyways? Or is this not, does it say European only? Can't really see. Let's see, France, Belgium, Italy, Greece, Austria, Spain, Luxembourg, Slovenia, Poland. Hi, I'm from, oh, it's Holland. I'm from Holland. Isn't that good? Poland, Canada. What? Canada? Australia, Finland, Netherlands, Slovak, Switzerland, Czech, UK, Germany, OECD, Denmark, Ireland, Norway, Hungary. Oh, there's US, Japan, and US. Portugal, Japan, and US. So US is down a little further on the list. Expected years you can retire, yeah. We're supposed to be the greatest country on the earth, aren't we? Them darn Canadians got us beat, eh? Alas, such a generous arrangement is no longer sustainable, which is why Macron's idea is to create a universal points-based system that would calculate pensions in the same way for everyone, regardless of their profession. This has angered the powerful French labor unions, which have called for Thursday's protest and who insist that Macron's new calculation would harm lower-income workers and those who have been temporarily employed. However, the resistance is not just about retirement income. Laurent Berger, Berger, not bonjour, just Berger. His Ferger, I'm sorry, what? His Ferger. His what? Father Ferger? Oh, his father. Yes, Faja, his father. Laurent Berger, the head of the French Democratic Federation of Labor, one of the country's major unions, couched his movement's actions in general terms in a recent interview with France's LCI television. The government is in the process of losing everyone, he said. It's lost everyone. According to an IFOP poll published Sunday by France's newspaper, 76% of the French are in favor of overhauling the retirement system, but 46% of those 76% also expressed a positive view of those who plan to demonstrate. Union organizers have vowed to continue until the government responds sufficiently to their concerns, but the coming Christmas holidays may deflate the crowds they draw. You don't use the ballot box, but the stone, which you are going to throw at the symbol of authority, someone said. Yeah. Again, you don't have to do this. At least not yet. Because guess what? Even with Donald Trump, I love the man. I love him. We got a tiny little pension problem too. Pretty much all pensions, whether it's private, government, public, whatever, are, again, pretty much, you might find one or two somehow that escape through the cracks and it is actually fully funded. 99% of the pensions, the big ones, the only ones that matter in our country, are not just a little bit underfunded. They are massively underfunded. And the extra funding can only come from one place. And that's you. Tax for this, tax for that. And Donald Trump's like, no, I'm trying to get rid of the taxes, get rid of the regulation. But again, we got a Federal Reserve. Just print the money. Just print it. When a problem comes along, you must print it. Do, 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 do. Print it up. 10 billion at a time. It's not too late to print it. Rack that printing press. Well, and again, I say we haven't had to deal with that yet because I don't know how this pension problem is going to get solved in our country other than a freaking default, to be honest with you, or a massive bailout again. And you might argue, well, no more bailouts. Okay, the banks got bailed out an unbelievable amount. And since we rig all the prices of everything, just print the money. Go ahead, print the money, give it to the people, give it to the pensions, do what you got to do because everything that would normally go crazy doesn't go crazy because you rig that too. So just keep rigging, print the money, and we'll let that go a little bit longer until Donald Trump comes along and declares the Fed is null and void and gold is now backing our new monetary system. And that's not probably happening anytime soon, but he does plan on being here for 2 terms. He's already just about finished with his first term. Again, another year or so, roughly to go. He will be elected. Sharon Michelle did a reading recently. He is going to be reelected for shizzle. For her Patreons. Not for me personally, but I've read it because I'm one of her Patreons. So, anyways, we're going to have some problems in this country for sure. And you need to be prepared for that. But at least we're not already there with like France. Take care.